is up, Frequency fam? You like that wind? Let's just say I'm feeling tapped in today. Got the soul, got the excuse me, got the soul, got the prana, grounded connection. I'm in this beautiful oasis of life, just pure living life around me. You hear the birds? Hear the wind? Do you sense all of it in oneness? Not focusing on one sound, but the totality and perfection, the harmony and completion. This is nature. Welcome to being a human being. Getting into it, some profound connections. They just ain't gonna tell you anywhere else. I don't think other people are making these kinds of connections or having a background in energy work, aligning themselves with the universe to even see what I'm saying here, but it's very profound stuff. I'm not sure on the whole idea. It's going to be more presented as like an experiential slash information on cold showers, right? On inflammation and also like being cold, chills versus like warmth. We're going to go into Tibetan monks, yogis. We're going to go into energy work, perception, the Tao, clenching versus relaxing, rigidity versus subtlety and formlessness, right? Some major ideas here, and it's all connected back to when I was meditating. Last night, the temperature went from like 70 degrees at sunset, right? And I was in a deep meditation, like a very deep one, where it's you don't really sense time, you don't sense surroundings, and I was doing like a lot of energy work. I was super tapped in, and within like 30 minutes, I was well past like body consciousness, right? 3 hours later, 4 hours later, when I came to and it's pitch black, the stars are above me, the moon's out, right? It was freezing. It was like 50 degrees or less, and I was in a t-shirt, right? And like, I had the deepest chills. But as I was coming out of my meditation, I was still perfectly relaxed. In fact, like more relaxed than I felt in a long time. In the midst of this deep chill outside, right? While I was meditating, in fact, I felt warm. I didn't even notice the change in temperature. When I came to, I literally thought I had hypothermia. Like my body core temp was so low. Because I was laying out there for hours in the wet grass in 50-degree weather at night, right? And like that doesn't sound too cold, but you go lay out there in a t-shirt for a few hours and tell me that. But yet I was still perfectly relaxed, as if I was laying on a beach and it was 90 degrees in Hawaii. And it was some of the best releasing, relaxation, and like cleansing of the body and energy I've ever done. And it instantly reminded me of cold showers, right? And I went to sleep on this. And I woke up this morning with some big connections to share with you guys. So if you're hanging in with me this long, know this is some gems, this is some nuggets. I don't know where else you're going to find this. And that is this idea of like clenching and like composing ourselves, right? So like when we go to school, when you go to work, when you're around people, when you're with your girl, when you're with your man, we get all prepped up, we get all pretty, right? And in fact, we like, when we compose ourselves, like go into public or have these social interactions, we're tensing things. We're grabbing all these, like, we don't think about it energetically, but I sense energetically now. I think in terms of this. So like when we go to talk to someone, it's like we like grab all our energy, bring it in and like tighten it down. We, we suck in the gut, smile at the corner of the eyes, get that like, that grin we like, get that look we like. Have the hair go like this, we gotta keep our neck like this so the hair stays that way kind of thing. Like so many different aspects as we compose ourselves, right? And hold that position. That is rigidity. That is forceful. That is the opposite of the child, right? Who sits there so supple and subtle and just so expansive, right? the skin, everything's just full and soft, right? When we compose ourselves, we get hard, firm, rigid, right? The man with the set jaw, because he's always had to grind through work, right? And grind when he's in battle and all this stuff. And this set jaw, the set jaw is a reflection of the tensed up energy around the pineal gland, the tensed up energy in the solar plexus, right? It's all a reflection. So like how we're tensing our body is a reflection of how we're tensing our energy. And going into that energy and starting to release those major areas is going to help our body feel a lot better, right? So getting into cold showers. When we take a cold shower, it hits us and we're like, the breath gets ripped from you, right? You tense up everything and you start to like shiver, right? Complete separation against the temperature of the water. We completely cut ourselves off, block it out, and separate ourselves and clench everything, right? This is the exact opposite of the way of life, I believe. And like what I've realized is when you're taking a cold shower, if you can relax into the water, right? Accept the water as part of you. Do not be scared of it. Do not fear it. In fact, try to breathe the water into your skin. Try to breathe that water into your aura and become one with it. Become that temperature. Let it vibrate at that rhythm over your whole body. Now, this might seem complex or abstract. It's a very simple thing to do. Jump in the shower and try not to tense against the water. Try to become one with it. Try to accept it fully, right? When you do this, and then, like, in terms of, like, energy work, just a quick note here is, like, as that water's, like, streaming all around you, right? Try to release, like, this 1-inch fold outside of your skin all the way around your body and let that separate and go away from the water. Don't try to release what is inside the body because that's stiff and rigid, right? So if you're tensing up against the water, right? With your mind, start releasing inches or feet outside of yourself and release that, right? Allow that to vibrate and resonate with that water, right? Because the water is a perfect cleanser. And all of a sudden, you're going to realize that once you completely drop your guard in that frigid water, in that ice bath, right? When you completely settle and relax into it, all of a sudden, so many things open up and flow, right? All the inflammation goes away. Cold showers are extremely good for you in terms of like health and just physicality. But this isn't about the physicality. Anybody can tell you about cold showers and health. What I want to tell you about is literally the major key to removing blockages. And that is putting yourself in a cold environment and seeing where you tense up. Because wherever you tense up when you go into a frigid environment, wherever is the most tense, wherever you tense up first, you can realize that that is where the energy is most stuck. That is where you're holding on to the most energy. That's where you're composing yourself, right? And so like for me, my lower back, right? Where my solar plexus and sacral chakra kind of connect on that section of my spine. I never even knew it. I never knew this was where I was holding so much tension and energies because like, even if you do energy work, even if you meditate, even if you really relax the body, right? You won't sense these areas because they may be inside, they may be outside. It might be a little pocket, it might be a long string of tension, right? Think about people's legs on the outside is always very tight. The groin is always very tight. The hips are always very tight. Lower back's always very tight. This is tension around the body, around the diaphragm, right? Around the stomach, around the hips. These are major spots that get blocked up, and depending on you, where you store stress, what chakras are most blocked up, what in your energetic field, what is moving the slowest, right? That is going to instantly manifest when you go into a cold environment, when you get an environment where you get tensed up, where it's stressful, right? And this idea, that's kind of a key to showing you where, and I just want to tie this idea to some other key points, which is amazing here. So I was reading an article in the past about monks in the Himalayas, right? Now I don't know the article, I can't source this, go do some research, I'm sure you can find other stories like this. But these monks, in the middle of February, right, in the Himalayas, we're talking like mountains, ice, the abominable snowman, you know what I mean? They would go out in a robe, naked skin, right? And they would sit. These monks are masters of meditation, right? I don't know if they're monks or yogis or what. And all this, put your conception and perception of like monks and yogis aside. Yes, there's a lot of deceptions here. Yes, that's not the complete way. That's not all the story, right? But these monks could go out in the snow in February and melt snow all night. They could sit out there all night, bare skin with just a cloak on, right? And not freeze, but in fact, melt snow. And this experience reflected my own last night when I was sitting in this frigid temperature, but I felt warm the entire time. I was relaxed completely, as if I was laying on a beach, right? So my blood was still flowing fully, even though my core temp was a little bit down. And then I think about these monks and their ability to regulate their heartbeat, ability to regulate their core temperature. And I thought, as I was thinking about this, dreaming about it, and making connections, I realized that it's all about not clenching up. It's about letting the wind go through you, letting the chill enter you. Because the moment you try to resist something, you create a blockage, you create a self and other, and that resistance makes stronger. So if you resist the cold, right, you try to avoid it, you create a rift in your mind because you are cold, you're feeling that cold, but you're trying to avoid it, so you push it out, right? You say, I want to be warm, I'm going to be mentally strong and be warm, right? This is creating a blockage because you're using force, you're using separation, right? You're not following the path of oneness, formlessness, and subtlety, right? This chill. Whether it be tiredness, I talk about this stuff all the time. You have to accept it. You have to acknowledge it. You have to embrace the full thing. If you want to release a blockage, release pain, go ahead and feel all of it without judgment, without reaction, without expectation. Feel it. Actually feel it. All of it, right? And allow that to become part of yourself. Allow yourself to be that. This is how you release things. This is how you activate flow once again, reinitiate that flow. And when you're outside in the frigid weather, right? You're chilled up, your energy's tight, your skin is tight, all your muscles are clenched up, you're shivering from the inside. I want you to realize that, in fact, you're not that cold. That reaction happens even if you were in a warm house by the fireplace for hours, right? You're sweating. If you walked outside into 20-degree weather for 30 seconds, that reaction of tightness and shivering would happen instantly. It's been programmed. It's been programmed into the body, and it's something I think we need to overcome. Overcome this tightness, overcome this rigidity and separation, because the moment that you accept the cold into you, right, you accept it, and you do not fight against it, you allow it to enter, you allow it to flow with you. But you focus on heat, you focus on exuberating light at the same time, you focus on relaxing fully, you focus on permeating the barrier, allowing heat to exit, allowing coldness to enter, and accepting all of it and just being. You begin to keep the blood flowing, right? You keep your heart center lit up. Think about when you get cold, right? Your energy starts to move slower because we're tensing it, right? When we get depressed, all the energy is in here and we're very cold on the outside, right? Don't feel like doing anything. But if you can sit there in the chill, and the chill is your teacher, it's your training, it's your challenge, right? And you accept that chill into you and try to stop shivering. Try to stop fighting against it. Accept it. Realize that yes, you will get cold, but you can make yourself feel warm. Yes, you will get cold, but you will not die. You will get through this. And in fact, if you let yourself get cold, you will overcome this limitation of the body. Monks melted snow sitting outside all night. I was meditating, 50-degree weather in the damp grass for hours in the middle of the night. I didn't feel cold. In fact, as I was activating new pranic flows, as all this tension and inflammation was releasing from the body and energy, I was warming up. I was feeling these intense sensations like crawling over my body. It just felt strange. It felt weird. Nothing I've ever experienced before. And it all has to do with this idea of stop trying to compose yourself. Stop trying to be tight and rigid. Stop trying to fight against pain or chilliness, right? Accept it. Be one with it. You must let thyself be crooked in order to become straight. You must let thyself be empty in order to become full. You must let thyself be partial in order to become whole. This is all from the Book of the Way, Tao Te Ching. All of that is the most profound statements you could ever make, and it ties in so beautifully with this idea of chilliness, of cold. Cold is a reflection of darkness. Cold is a reflection of pain. It's the same thing. It has the same effects on the body. Therefore, we can use it as a tool to overcoming these resistances, these barriers in the mind and in the energy. Let thyself be cold, and you will become warm. Let thyself flow with the chilly wind, and you can make that wind warm. Like, all I'm saying here is the moment that you try to fight against, resist, right? Clench up against something, you're making that thing stronger, you're making yourself weaker, and you bring yourself out of oneness into separation where you are alone against the universe. So where most people live, that sounds like hell. I'm teaching you guys how to align yourself with the universe, harness that shit, and then use the power of your mind as the God creator from the blank mindscape, and manifest the burning flame, the sun state, right? Just through visualization, but feeling everything for how it is, perceiving everything. Be the passerby, the passive observer, and sense everything head to toe, right? Become the wind, become the ground, become the light, and use that for your imagination. And literally, if you just accept everything for how it is, and then your imagination can instantly manifest as long as you're not resisting anything, as long as you're not judging anything, expecting anything, but openly perceiving, and you're not attached to this state, this body, or this world. You are the pure passerby. This is infinite power. This is overcoming the body. This is activating and releasing energetic fields, activating dormant systems. This is key. So, yeah, I want to know what you think on this idea between between cold showers, right? Chilliness and separation, and also kind of this idea from the Book of the Way, let thyself be crooked and you will become whole. Stop resisting the flow, my friends. Go with it. Make yourselves one, and damn, we about to fly. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and this quick dialogue and profound idea. Hit those like and share buttons, please. Help me out. I'm trying to grow over here. If you enjoyed this video, share it with one friend who needs to hear this or would enjoy what I have to say. Thanks for all the support lately and all the comments. I really appreciate it. We are growing pretty fast, and I can't wait for Blast Off. We're doing big things over here. Go check out the website. Building a social home for the awakening, people like you. It's gonna be very cool. Lots of features coming out soon. Anyway, last point. I think I might have the link in the description, but for a poll. But if I don't, then just comment anyway. I'm making master blueprints. These basically like long, like 6 hour plus of exclusive video content on one of 3 subjects. So I want you guys to let me know what you're most interested in. And that is a full master blueprint on manifestation, A to Z. A full master blueprint on energy work and meditation, A through Z. Or a full master blueprint on health, frequency warrior, and raising your natural vibe, and that sort of thing. Or the 4th one, full master blueprint on extrasensory perception, psychic abilities, and expanding consciousness. I think I'm going to make those 4 over a long period of time, because I'm going to put a lot of effort into organizing, condensing, refining that message, and so just going to be purity of just amazing information poetry. So let me know what you think about those. Let me know what you want to hear, see first, or just visit the poll in the description. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for being you. You guys are awesome. And I couldn't stress it enough. Please help me out. Please help spread the truth, spread consciousness, share this with a friend, hit those like buttons. You know the drill. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.